Friends, we often ask ourselves when in the middle of the 3-week mourning for the destructions of the Beit HaMikdash, why is it that we have such rigid mourning and such extreme restrictions? Certainly we understand the importance of the Beit HaMikdash, but it is obvious that there is more to it than what the surface shows us. If we look through the biblical personalities, we find a focus in the Beit HaMikdash from the very beginning. The Chachamim tell us that Cain and Hevel had an argument in whose portion of land will the Beit HaMikdash be built. Cain said in his, and Hevel said in his, and it escalated to where we know it got to. Avraham Avinu, after the Akedah, the greatest moment of the history of Am Yisrael, where all the promises of the world are given to Avraham Avinu after passing that test. We find him that the first thing that he does, he gives a name to Har HaMoriah, the very place where the Beit HaMikdash will be in the future. And the Chachamim tell us that if you see the words that he uses, is a reference of the Beit HaMikdash, built, destroyed, and built. Hashem Yireh is the Beit HaMikdash built. Bahar, when speaking of the Beit HaMikdash, of the mountain, it speaks of the Beit HaMikdash destroyed, like a mountain. And Hashem Yireh, it will be seen, speaks of the future Beit HaMikdash that will be seen. So Avraham Avinu focus after the Akedah immediately upon finishing the greatest test. The vision is that of a Beit HaMikdash built, destroyed, and the eventual Beit HaMikdash built forever. Yitzchak Avinu, when he is about to give the berachot to Yaakov, again a highlight for Am Yisrael, we find him in the same vision. Reach Beni, the fragrance of my son, represents the fragrance of the Beit HaMikdash built. Sadeh, he refers to the Har HaMoriah as a Sadeh, as a field, which is a state of being destroyed, and Asher Berecho, which was blessed, means in the future it will be rebuilt. Yaakov Avinu, when he goes and he falls asleep in Har HaMoriah itself, in the very place where the Beit HaMikdash will be built, again the same visions. Manorah Makom Hazeh, how awesome is this place, is the Beit HaMikdash when it's built. And it is not but when it's destroyed. Sha'ar HaShamayim, the gates of heaven, when it's rebuilt forever. Yosef, in the moment that he presents himself to his brothers, in the moment that he gets the opportunity to hug and kiss his own brother, who has been for years longing for that love and that relationship. Binyamin comes, and Yosef and him embrace, and there the Torah tells us that Yosef fell upon the necks, in plural, of Binyamin. And the Chachamim wonder why it doesn't say in singular, and they tell us that what really happened at that moment, the moment of great expression of brotherly love, what happened is that Yosef was mourning and crying for the two Beit Mikdash that will be built and destroyed in the portion of Binyamin in Eretz Yisrael in Yerushalayim. So we see all along a total focus on the Beit HaMikdash. It all comes from the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from the very moment of creation, instilled in creation and in the world this concept of what the Beit HaMikdash will be and what won't be when it's not around. The Torah tells us, Bereshit bara When HaKadosh, in the beginning, Hashem created, that's the Bet HaMikdash built. Be'aretz hayta tohu vavohu, when it speaks of chaos and emptiness, it's a Bet HaMikdash destroyed. And when it speaks again about the Bet HaMikdash itself being rebuilt, Vayi or, let there be light, the light of the Bet HaMikdash. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu understood that there was a need to speak to creation before he created the world, to warn them there is going to be a time when the Bet HaMikdash will be destroyed. I'm making this world and all the planets and everything that comes with it. But you have to understand that the source of life is from the Bet HaMikdash. The Bet HaMikdash is the place where it becomes a recipient of all the good that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to give us and is transferred to us. The Bet HaMikdash is the medium for blessing, is the vehicle by which we get the sustenance that we need. Everything depends on the Bet HaMikdash. HaKadosh Baruch Hu creates a world and tells them from the very beginning, there will be a Bet HaMikdash built, and that will allow the world to sustain itself fine. But there will be a time where you won't be able to be sustained, because I foresee that I will have to destroy the Bet HaMikdash. And therefore, from now I'm telling you, we have to make provisions for the deficiency that will be caused when the Bet HaMikdash will not be around. And indeed, what we suffer today in the Galut, all the events that we see coming around are an expression of dysfunction that comes through the Bet HaMikdash being destroyed. When the Bet HaMikdash will be rebuilt, then everything will come to place. Every detail will be in its proper order, and every need that Am Yisrael has will be fulfilled in the best of ways. We are given the opportunity during these days to mourn the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash and the dysfunction of the world as we see it around. And we know that if we properly mourn the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash, the void that this Bet HaMikdash has left us, then the Chachamim tell us, Kol HaMitaber al Yerushalayim Zoche v'roeh b'simchata. Anybody who mourns Yerushalayim will be worthy to see the expression of joy in its rebuilt. Be'ezrat Hashem, very soon, in the next few days before Tisha B'Av arrives, we should, Be'ezrat Hashem, have the rebuilt Bet HaMikdash with us, with Mashiach Tzidkenu ahead of us, L'chaim tovim u'shalom, amen ve'amen.